Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you are doing well as far as trading is concerned. Let's get started with the analysis for today. As I always mention when we start, we are only looking for trade setups in these webinars. That is the 8 a.m. webinars. We do not go through the whole cycle and sequence and labeling of the charts during these webinars. What we're doing here is we follow the live technical analysis that is done at 11 a.m. every day, Monday to Fridays. That is where we go through the sequence from the weekly, daily, and the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart is obviously where we take the trades. So on Mondays, we do a full analysis on the US dollar pairs. Tuesdays is the yen pairs. Wednesdays is the pound and the euros. And then Thursdays, the commodities and the cryptos and so forth. So those links or those recordings of those webinars, you'll find them under live technical analysis. This is where you find the recordings of the detailed analysis. We are not doing the detailed analysis here. So what you see here under live technical analysis, this was the US dollar pairs that was done on Monday. This is the yen pairs that was done on Tuesday. This is the commodities that was done on Wednesday, the pound pairs on Thursday. And then actually the pound pairs are done together with the euros, and then the cross pairs. Okay, so that is how this goes. So every group of pairs would have a detailed analysis from the weekly to the 1 hour time frame every week. Right, so we are going to go through the process, and we'll be looking for trade setups for the next coming week. So let's start with the US dollar pairs. So you refer to these videos. They are updated every week. So they will be removed. So for example, if we do the US dollar pairs, there will be the latest video for this week after it has been done at 11 a.m. today. Let's start with the US dollar pairs and look at what the view was as per the updates over the weekend. So this is the 1 hour chart on euro US dollar. So euro US dollar, as much as we have got the drop and then the upside that was forecasted last week, we're still expecting that this corrective structure that we're getting now may be deeper than what we have. So what we're expecting here is that this pulsing move can make a 3 waves here to the upside, and then we can get one more down here like that. Now, if we are not going to get that one more down, this is how we're going to see that. So if we're not going to get a one more down here, we're going to see that by getting a candle closing above that level. Then we know that that is all the correction, and we're going to get a trade set up for here. And then we're going to put a stop about 3 pips below the low of the flag. Then we look for upside. So that means that that will be all the correction, but we are expecting a double. That's why we've got this forecast from the last week from Thursday. We've been expecting a double here, and this will be a nice trade setup. If we get it like this, we may even get a blue box trade setup on this one here around these levels. So that's what we're going to be looking at. As you've seen from yesterday until now, there hasn't been much of a move. Our euro US dollar is still around this area, and I'm expecting that it will drop like that. So we may get this pushing up here and then coming down here. So this will be interesting here because we've got a pulsing move here. This can reverse at 50% there, 50% of this whole move. And then that will be the structure that we'll look at, the 3 waves as follows. Okay, so let's watch that for a trade setups. That is a euro US dollar. At the moment on the 4 hour, we don't necessarily have a trade. On the 4 hour, it's actually showing us that we would still have downside. Let's just put it on the auto scale there. Let's remove this so we can see just the chart. Need to move my annotation out there. So this is what we're seeing here on the 4 hour. We can see that we are at the top here, and we are still showing a bit of a bearish move here. So this is why we're expecting that this is going to give us a structure like this. So even if we do see upside, this is still showing us downside here. So this should come and reset here. If this one pushes up above this, when it comes back for this one, we should be only resetting to about 50%. Then we start seeing this. Then we start seeing this. Then we start seeing this. That is the combination for all the indicators that we look at. That is structure and the indicators. That is what confirms for us when the trade is ready. So this is what we're going to be looking for. So if that we do not get that, we're going to look at this on the 1 hour. that will mean that this is all a correction on the 3 waves here, and we're not going to get a double. Let's have a look at it on the 1 hour on the euro. So this is how we're going to manage it, and this is how we're going to track it. Now, if we look at the 1 hour, we are getting a push to the upside, but as you've seen on the 4 hour, we may be getting a double, but we are not going to leave this trade, because what if this is all a correction? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this on confirmation of the 1 hour. What is the confirmation of the 1 hour? It is a candle close above the 1 hour flag. Okay, so that is the 1 hour flag. What you were seeing there was the 4 hour flag. If we get a candle closing above the 1 hour flag, we're going to be taking it like that, as you can see there. Then we're going to look for this to push to the upside. It may even just come and retest that level and then come back for one more up, giving us a flat correction. That's fine. What we're going to do is, as soon as this reaches this level, according to the strategy, we are going to move it to break even, whichever one comes first, whether it comes to the structure first or whether it comes to the blue box first. We're going to move it to break even, so that if this is going to go all the way, then we are in the trade. If it is going to come back for one, it's going to take us out, but it's going to take us out for no loss. That is how we manage this trade, and that is the strategy that we give out on the course. So this is detailed on the course. All right. Okay, so euro US dollar. Let's have a look at the pound US dollar. Before we go to pound, we should have looked at the DXY. I'll come back to the DXY. So pound US dollar, look out for this corrective structure here. Looks like we're going to get a push to the upside on a pound. Let's have a look at it. So we're still looking at that as a diagonal. That is a pound US dollar. The DXY is the inverse of what's happening on the euro US dollar. Let's have a look at pound. So pound US dollar, I'm on the 1 hour. So we're looking at this one here. Look for this one to be a corrective structure for more upside. So this will also need to be confirmed. For this to push to the upside, we need to have this candle closing above the flag here. So that is how we're going to look at pound US dollar for now. There's no trade set up there. We're just going to be waiting for more data there to confirm for us if we're going to get that direction. Okay, so that is pound US dollar. You should already be in the trade from the blue box. So we are holding onto this from the blue box. My mouse is getting a bit skew here. So we're holding on to this from the blue box here. We looked at this one to be a 3-wave pullback and looked for this one to continue to the upside. Now we've got a move to the upside that this is a corrective structure. Is confirming that we're going to get up here. So we may get this one tagging here, coming back for one, and then going for that move. Then that will be a move to the upside as an ABC. Will it just be an ABC, or we could be getting a 1, 2, 3 going to the upside. So either way, we're going to be looking at that, whether the 2 is there or whether the 2 has completed there. Okay, so let's watch how that is going to play out. Let's look at this indicators on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we have dipped below 50. So we've dipped below 50, so this may still be sideways. So another way this can play out is this. Either way, what we're looking for is for this structure to complete as follows. For now, we'll be looking for upside. Right, so that is a pound US dollar. The DXY is the inverse of what's happening with the euro US dollar. It looks like we're going to get that continuation to the upside on the euro and not the double that we were looking for. But let's see first, because that double can come with this, and then we get that to the downside as follows. Then that will have given us a 3-wave structure like that. As you can see, that will be a WXY corrective structure, and then we get a move to the downside. Okay, so just 1 second, guys. So that is the DXY, and similarly, the euro can also play out that way. Right, let's go through the rest here. US dollar chief should track the DXY. We will be looking for this to continue to the downside. But if you look at this on the 4 hour, there's very strong divergence on US dollar chief. Let's have a look here. Divergence to the upside. So if you look at this from around here, let's show this with a straight line. From around here, there's very strong divergence. As much as we've got this one here, pulling back for a continuation pattern, we've already started a move to the upside as follows on the RSI, and we are now trending above the 50% of the RSI. So as much as we're gonna have this one, this is making a base just like US dollar CAD. So we're gonna get one more down here. If we get one more down here, the RSI stays there and it's good. It keeps making that strong divergence. We're going to start looking for this to give us upside. Okay, so that is a US dollar chief. I'm not very convinced with this move to the downside, so I will only be convinced for a trade here if we get a 4-hour candle closing below that. So even so, I'm not really interested in taking a trade, especially when it is so low. Remember, the idea is to sell high, and now we are very low here. You wanna sell high and buy low, not the other way around. So US dollar CAD also making a base just like a US dollar chief. We are right at the blue box of multi-time frames here. We're looking for this to start making a move to the upside. You can see the divergence here, as much as we are still making the lows here, but the RSI has already started a move to the upside, and this is showing us a continuation pattern, which could be a diagonal. So we're waiting for that to give us more data for us to now look for trade setups to the upside. So the trend is about to change there. We'll be tracking that. Okay, so this is a Audi US dollar that we discussed yesterday. So Audi US dollar has dropped here. It looks like we're going to get a structure like that. Very clear structure here. We're going to see this one pushing a little bit higher. So we should see this coming to take this level here. Will it go all the way? Will it go all the way? Or are we going to get a move like that first? So that is how we're going to be looking at this. Okay, so keep an eye on that. So for now, we're looking for this to get to the top of the channel here as follows. Then we'll look for that move to the downside if it's going to give us. If it doesn't, that means this is all a correction, but that will not be a clear structure at all. So I'm expecting that even if we do get up here, we're going to see downside before we push to the upside. Okay, so that is the Audi US dollar. Let's keep track of that one. For now, we're looking for upside at up to 78. New Zealand US dollar, also looking like a base here. 3-wave pullback in the lower degree, but we're still looking for this to come down to the blue box. Then that will be a whole corrective structure as follows, and then we'll look for upside. All right, US dollar ZAR. This one is correlated to US dollar CAD. Let's have a look at the divergence on the RSI. So there is divergence on the RSI, as you can see here. There's divergence. This has been making lower lows from around this area, and the divergence, the RSI has been making an uptrend up to this point. But we're still trading lower than the 50. So if we're gonna see this one coming down, I'm still expecting this one to push to the upside eventually, together with US dollar CAD. So it looks like the dollar strength is looming. We will see the dollar strength soon, right? Pound yen, don't do anything new on pound yen. We can see that it is within that flag, that corrective structure, and the expectation is that we still see more upside. But the only thing here with this is that it has reached multiple highs, multiple time frame structural levels here. Let's have a look here on the weekly that I've shown yesterday. So again, do not look at this, look at the chart on the website. As you've seen on the website now, you will see that the structure here is, I'll show you the structure here on the weekly. We have got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, after that 1, 2, 3, we've got 5 waves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, according to this, we have reached that level at 156. We have taken that level at 156. We're expecting this one to now start the reversal. Okay, so this is why that as much as you get continuation patterns here, remember we are at a structural level. This is not a support or resistant level, it is a structural level. Here we've got an ending diagonal in wave C. That is your A, that is your B, that is your C. This ends with a diagonal. Now here we've got a 3-3 structure as follows. So we've got 3 waves down. Actually, this is an ABC corrective structure here as well. I'll show you just now. Just want to give you the structure. This is what you will see during the live analysis. So you've got an expanding diagonal here as follows. got an expanding diagonal. That's why we are able to label that an A. So that is a leading diagonal in A. So this is an ending diagonal in C. This is a leading diagonal in A. And then this is what we're going to be looking at that. All right, so that is what we're going to have. A move here, A, B. I need to draw it cleanly here. Need to draw it cleanly. Let me not confuse you. Let me just give you the structure clearly. That is A. The B is this all flat correction. The C is here. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we need to complete the wave 5. We have to go down to the lower time frame to see if it's really complete. Even if we have reached this level, this can still push slightly higher and then come down. So just like US dollar CAD, that has reached now 120, which we've been forecasting for months. Now this one has reached 156, which we've also been forecasting for months. So you don't just go and sell there. Wait for it, it will show you signs of reversal. As you can see with US dollar CAD, it's also showing us signs of reversal. Now, when that happens, that means for the next couple of months, we are going to be doing what we were doing with US dollar CAD. We were just selling, we are now just going to be buying. Here, we're just going to be selling when the trend confirms. Until then, that we just wait for confirmation. So if you've been buying this, rather exit the trades. If this is going to continue to the upside, we're going to see a deeper correction, and that will mean that this is no longer the structural level. The structure would have changed. So that's how we're going to be looking at it. So let me just complete this and show it clearly. This was the structure here in ABC. This was the expanding diagonal as follows. We've got an expanding diagonal here. That is why we're calling it an A. 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. As follows. Let me count that clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This 5, you can see that it overshoots about below the boundary between 3 and 4. Okay, between the boundary between 1 and 3. So we've got it here. That is totally acceptable for a diagonal. Now we've got the flat that becomes our B, and then you can see that this is an impulsive move to the downside. That's an ABC. Then we've got an impulse here. Okay, so that's how we are. That's where we are now. We are currently around these levels. So wait for this to do that. That could take a couple of days, couple of weeks, but do not rush it. It's the same way we're not rushing this. We are not going to rush US dollar, a pound yen as well. So that's what we have. So even if you do see this one pushing lower here, we are not going to take a sell here. That is too low to be selling. We've been selling this from around this level for about 1,500 pips, dropped to 2,500 all in all. Right, US dollar yen. We are bullish US dollar yen on the weekly. So the move that you saw that we took from the blue box here is based on this. So even if we do see this one taking the top here, we may still make a move down here like that. So we may drop before we push to the upside. So we are still bullish long term on US dollar yen. Let's go down to the lower time frame. So the purpose for this is to look at the lower time frames. Is this going to go to the upside? So for now, we are seeing that this is a pullback. It's pretty deep. And let's see here how this is going to play out. So we may get another pullback here, not necessarily upside for now. Euro yen. Euro yen, I've also shown the structure here on the weekly yesterday. It's important that I show you this so you can know where we are. So as far as this is concerned, this cycle is not complete as yet. So as much as we're pulling back, we're still expecting this to at least get to about 138, 140. Okay, so 140 actually is the right target for this. So that's what we're going to be looking for there. Let's look at the daily. So you'll see that the daily on Euro US dollar is still showing us that this is just going sideways, although we had the extremes here. So it's going sideways and it's expensive to buy it here. We're very close to target, but we're still expecting more upside. The pullback that we're seeing is just that. It's a pullback. We're still going to see more upside. Okay, but there is very strong divergence. There is very strong divergence on the RSI. Very strong divergence. We keep making higher highs here, but this is not confirming that we're seeing downside. So eventually we're going to see this one make a move to the downside as follows. Same as Chief. We've just been buying the chief. Is it time for the chief to give us a pullback or a deeper one to the downside? The move to the upside is not done, so we may get a deeper pullback like that. We get one more up there on the chief. For now, no new trade setup. KDN will continue to the upside as long as oil is strong. As it is now, we've got this 1 hour continuation to the upside. Again, this is not a trade setup because we are so high. The move has gone so high and so expensive. So you don't want to be greedy. We already exited our trade here at 90. Yes, it is continuing to the upside. We wanted to get it again here, but it did not give us an opportunity because it did not trade in the blue box, but that's fine. We will look for new opportunities. This is showing us continuation to the upside, but I'm not interested that as a trade because it's too expensive and the correction is too shallow. New Zealand yen, we're going to see more upside. Looks like it's going to be a pullback here in 3. Only if it does this will we be interested for a move to the upside. For now, there's no confirmation for upside there. Audi yen also showing us a bit of downside here. We've got this one above 50 here. We've got this one resetting here, but the structure here is not showing us upside. So we may see this one coming down here, and that will mean that this RSI will drop below 50 as well. So there's no trade setup, just going sideways. If there's a trade setup, we'll see this as a 3-wave corrective structure as follows. 1, 2, 3, then we'll look for downside as follows. All right, that is the Audi yen. Gold. Gold, we've come down here in 3 waves. We're going up here around these levels. We may take this one here, come back for one. This will be a decent corrective structure where you can enter and for more upside. So let's have a look here. As far as this is concerned, we've got 3 waves here. We've got a move up here. We can get a pullback here in 3, take the top, come back down for an expanding one, and then go. So we're just waiting for another confirmation for upside here. So let's see how big a structure we get here. We may even get, if we get this, even better. So let's just wait for data on gold to give us that pullback. Similarly, we're waiting for the same thing on silver. Is silver going to give us, as you can see here, looks like a 3-wave move to the downside. That's 3 down. That looks like another 3 waves to the upside. If we get that on silver, that is a decent corrective structure for more upside. So let's watch that WXY corrective structure there. We'll look for this to push to the upside. All right, so that is a silver platinum, also now listed in our on our website. So we are looking at platinum as well. Let's go to the daily on this one. So platinum, we're looking for this one to have been on the blue box as follows and expecting a bounce. It doesn't look like that is the structure. It looks like platinum is still going to continue to the downside like that. So if it continues to the downside, the structure is going to change slightly. So we may be getting a structure like this, 1, 2, 3 like that. Those are 3 waves, and then we get another 1, 2, 3. So basically sideways here with this 3, 3, 5 like that. But for now, that is just forecasting, which is not necessarily accurate for now. So we're just going to expect a bit of a pullback here on platinum and take this low here. Expect a bit of a pullback here. We take this low here. Okay, so that is platinum Brent crude. Let's go to the lower time frame, up and up. We are already in this one from the blue box. So we've made 3 waves here, 1, 2, 3. It went up. This is correctively. It looks corrective. So that looks like 1, 2, 3. So if we come back down for 1, whether it comes down in 3 waves or 5, that's fine. Then we'll look for this to push to the upside on oil. That will be a nice ABC corrective structure on oil that we can take to the upside the same way that it has played out here. We'll look for this one to go to the upside. Let me draw this one clearly. This is how this one has played out here. Like that. A, B, C, and then you saw upside. The same way here, we can have these 3 waves down, we can have 3 waves up, we come back down. I would like it if it comes here. That will be a nice opportunity to buy it from the blue box. We can get another blue box trade setup on that. Pound CAD. So pound CAD, let's go for our. Right, pound ed, we were expecting this to go all the way from here. We expected it to go all the way from here and push to the upside. Is that still the view? It is still the view. We're still expecting pound CAD to continue pushing to the upside. Another alternative here is if we drop back, it does not mean that pound CAD is gonna go to the downside. It means that we've got this one, two. I've shown this alternative yesterday as well. So we may come back around here. This will be another area where we can look to buy it. That is a structural level for an ABC with a complex correction here, and then looking for upside. So let's look at that on pound CAD. Pound Audi currently making a pullback, so do not buy or sell this. Look for it to give us a continuation pattern. Remember with the structure that we showed yesterday for both pound and New Zealand. I've gone into a bit more detail on this one. So this one could be coming here for one more down. Just look at yesterday's structure on the pound Audi and pound New Zealand. Pound Chief, corrective structure, expecting a three-wave pullback here as follows. As per the charts on the website, that's what we're expecting. Euro pound, look for this setup here on the 4 hour. It's giving us a nice, not necessarily. This has not resetted at the top yet. So this trade setup you may get on the 1 hour. Let's see if there is a trade on the 1 hour for continuation to the downside. As it is now 4 hour, we are bearish, but let's have a look at the 1 hour. So the 1 hour does not necessarily have a trade either. So we are not going to take this. We are at the top, so we only have a trade setup. Once we've got a complete structure here, as it is now, this structure is not complete. We'll wait for it to complete. We have a candle close below this, then we'll look for that to be a continuation pattern. As it is, no trade setup here, and the 1 hour is above 50. So not a good one to look at now. Okay, Euro Audi. 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 up. We spoke about this yesterday, last week, only that we were expecting this to reverse here. Okay, but that is still an acceptable expanding flat with 3 waves down and an impulse. That is an ABC corrective structure. So we'll look for this to make a continuation pattern. We'll look for this one around 157 to get a blue box and then a move to the upside. So let's watch that one for upside. That is Euro Audi. Let's plot the blue box. We'll be watching that in the next couple of trading sessions. Let's delete that. So our blue box here on Euro Audi is around this area. Okay, let's keep an eye on that. Euro New Zealand. 1, 2, 3 on the 1 hour. We're expecting that pullback. Let's see how that goes. Euro CAD, already a trade setup on this one. It's now starting to go sideways, not really dropping. Let's see if is this. So the structure on this one, the trade set, we've got a trade setup from the blue box on this one. Let's look at the 4 hour first. So we took the trade here from the blue box, expecting it to drop. Okay, we drop slightly, we go back to entry. Now we come back down here. There's a possibility, as I've shown yesterday, that we make a double as follows to the blue box and then downside. Let's watch it. We are in the trade. If we took it from the blue box, move it to break even so that if that happens, we're only going to take it on the new blue box for the bigger structure. Euro Chief. So Euro Chief, watch out for this. As we've indicated yesterday, this will now be a decent corrective structure if it does this. Then we'll look for a new blue box around that level. Nothing has changed between yesterday and today. Audi, New Zealand, this is just a bounce. This will continue to the downside. That is a setup for continuation. 1, 2, 3, look for this to continue lower. This will continue lower. That is Audi. Audi CAD. Audi CAD, we're going to start seeing a bounce to the upside. There is strong divergence, as we've been indicating, that this is about to turn, but maybe not with this current one. We may still make one more up, one more down here before we start looking for that upside. So let's watch out for that. Audi Chief. We've got this one from the blue box. Let's look at this one. This one is coming from the blue box. We've got a trade setup on this one from the blue box. Right, that's what we're going to be looking at on Audi Chief. Looking for this one to start making a bounce here. New Zealand Chief has already started making a bounce there from the blue box, and this is the blue box on New Zealand Chief. 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 up, and another 3 waves down here. Now we are here. We're looking for a trade setup for upside here. This is above 50. This has resetted. So New Zealand Chief is a good trade setup here if we get this around for more upside. So we'll be watching out for that. Cat Chief, this one should go with oil. We've already got this one on the blue box here with these 3 waves. Now we're looking for any continuation pattern, whether it's 4 or 1 hour, we take this trade. The same thing we're going to do with oil. Any continuation pattern to the upside, we'll look at it. I'm not going to go through the indices as nothing has changed between yesterday and now. Between yesterday's webinar and now, nothing has changed yet. The view is still the same. Just refer to that webinar. Let's have a look at the cryptocurrencies. So the cryptocurrencies, yesterday we were looking for the Bitcoin to bounce back up to around these levels. It's just going sideways now, but the 4 hour looks like it's coming back above 50 here. We're going to see this coming up here. Is it going to go all the way? So it's going pretty correctively, so the structure may change. So that is what we're going to expect for now. Okay, so that is Bitcoin. Let's have a look at that structure. The expectation here was for this to break above this, come back around these levels. So we already have 3 waves down. We're looking for this one to be another 3 waves up. Let me just show everything off here. Let's have a look at this structure. 1, 2, 3 is what we're expecting. 1, 2, 3. One more move down here, then that would have completed that. So that would be 1 complex correction, 1 more down, then we start looking for Bitcoin to the upside. Remember, we said the invalidation for Bitcoin impulsive structure is at 20,000. So as long as we are above that level, Bitcoin impulsive structure is still in play and can still push up higher. So that's how we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. So all the structures are still in play as we had it yesterday. So yesterday we had these ones, we had these impulsive moves on all of them. ADA was the only one that is around these levels. So we are still pushing a little bit higher, even on Ethereum. We'll be looking for this one to retest this recent high here to give us this corrective structure. Could even come up to this level. If it does come to that level, remember, we are not out of the woods as yet. That will be just the 50% of this whole move. If we get this here, that's the 50%. So that means we could still even have something like this on Ethereum. But for now, we're just going to look for the next immediate move. And the next immediate move on the 4 hour is not showing us anything. The 1 hour, let's see. The 1 hour, there's no indication either, but this is what we're looking at here. A move up, can get this one to come around this level. Okay, we're just looking at that level because at that, if this makes a continuation pattern, we're going to look at this one to come and retest this low here. Litecoin. Mano, please could you show a fib on 1 hour for pound US dollar? Okay, I'll come back to that. I'm not sure what you're referring to by a fib, but I'll go back to it again. So this is Litecoin. Also, we're just expecting that one more move to the upside. Yesterday, we were looking at this to be pushing to the upside. So it's going very slowly, we need a catalyst to move the market. So this is now XRP. Again, XRP, just like Ethereum, is it going to go all the way? It looks like we're getting a nice 3-wave move, but it does not look like we're out the woods yet. This one structure, XRP structure, is different to the rest because this has made a nice zigzag, a clear zigzag, did not go below the structure like Bitcoin did. Now we may get this structure. This is a possibility here if we keep trending the way we are, but this is not, this is not aggressive. on XRP, but let's keep an eye on that. Doge, not showing anything as yet. We have forecasted this 3 waves here, pulsing move, correction, and then pulsing move. Are we going to start a move to the upside? This looks like it's going sideways. And if it's going sideways like that, that means this is a continuation pattern, and we can still get something like this on Doge before we push to the upside. Okay, so that will be a double correction. Let's keep an eye and see how this plays out. ADA has been pushing up higher regardless of what's happening with the rest of the coins. It's a good thing that this is happening. It's one of the altcoins that I've got more on my portfolio. It's doing very well. We'll expect this to come to this recent high here. Just like Bitcoin could be making this structure, and that structure is this complex correction here, one more down, and then we're gonna expect that this will be the next big leg to the upside. I'm not going to go through the rest. The rest of the structures are similar. If you look at all of them, they're making a similar structure. We just want to see if there's going to come if they're going to come and retest this recent highs here. This is Binance. We could have that. One more. Let me just do it clearly here. Binance, we could have this one retesting this level for a 3-wave move. It came down in 3. This is the 3 waves to the upside. If it is, we'll see one more down here. We started with an impulsive move up, 3, 3, 5. We get the move to complete that, one more down, and then upside. That will have completed that structure. But as you can see, this is all forecast. It could play out exactly as it is, but we're going to take it one move at a time, and currently the move is this one. All right, so Haimano is asking for a fib on the 1 hour on pound US dollar. I'm not sure what you're referring to by the fib on the pound 1 hour. Which fib are you referring to? Are you referring to the blue box in the lower time frame here? Let's have a look there. Just clarify for me there, Haimano, so I can assist you. You're saying a fib on the 1 hour on pound US dollar. Emmanuel, I'm just waiting for you to clarify. I'm not sure which fib you are referring to on the 1 hour. Okay, while I'm waiting for you to respond, I'm going to end the video here, guys. So wait for the live technical analysis on the US dollar pairs. It's going to be up at 11 a.m. GMT. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.